We came here to show our roots and make sure that everyone knows that Mexicans could go #1 in the USA, you know? Nosotros vamos a tener mañana, ellos a lo mejor no. Give it to them, because you're gonna get some tomorrow. And that stuck with me. I don't even think just first Mexicans, we're the first to do it the same weekend, I think.
Okay.
No one has gone to Madison Square
and
Hollywood Bowl the next day. Hollywood Bowl is iconic and Madison Square Garden is iconic.
También, sí.
So we're iconic.
We're iconic. Hi, I'm Billboard's Griselda Flores, and I'm joined by JOP and Fuerza Regida, and they're taking me out to eat hibachi, and we're talking all about the community, XPANTIA making history, and the come-up of Fuerza Regida.
Fuerza Regida.
So where are we? We're in Rancho Cucamonga.
We're in Rancho Cucamonga. Right now we're at the compound, Street Mall Records headquarters.
Okay.
And we order the truck every time here and there we get hungry, you know, like bring the truck for all the employees and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You guys could live wherever you want. Why stay in the area?
Because we're from over here.
Yeah.
We don't want to go. We don't want to move.
Nice.
No?
I'll probably never leave from here.
You know what?
Video?
I'm gonna take this off because it's hot.
Okay. I do want to congratulate you guys because XPANTIA, it made history. It was the first time that 2 Spanish language albums were #1 and #2 on the Billboard 200.
Yeah.
Why do you think it was this album that made it happen?
The fans, last album, right? They were talking a lot of shit, right? And this album, they talked a little less. Like last album, they talked shit
up.
for like what? For like 2 weeks? No, like for like a month.
Like a month.
And this album, like a couple days, because they were upset that it wasn't like old Fuerza Regida, which is like 2018.
Right.
But I had to give them one track, and now we know that the fans really wanted that, and that one track is like #1. But the new stuff, like the samples, Tu Sancho, Ansiedad, they're doing really good too. So you know we gotta give them a little bit of everything.
Y, o sea, ustedes ponen atención a lo que están diciendo los fans, like
Of course.
their feedback. So you guys are reading the comments.
Of course, but we're not just gonna give them what they want. You know, whenever we want.
Yeah.
Here and there, you know. So they wanted the old style. We give them Marlboro Rojo.
Pásame un Marlboro de los rojos, que hace rato traigo antojo, taquicardio me decía.
That's like the old style. They got it, but I wasn't gonna give them 12 tracks of it, you know? It's little by little.
Okay. How did you guys find out about the history-making moment? And how did you react? When you guys became the first Spanish language regional Mexican album to be #2.
Oh. We just remember, we knew it was gonna happen, remember? I manifested it, so. So where were we at?
You said you had manifested it, so you kind of already knew it would happen. So was your reaction not as big?
We knew to be honest, every time we get happy, of course. But it's just like a normal thing for us. It's just, you know?
Sí, de hecho una vez te entrevisté y me decías como que, I mean, we knew it was going to happen.
De tanto trabajo, pues ni modo que no.
Yeah.
As expected, right?
Okay.
It's like when you're the top scorer, like Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, right? I'm not gonna just mention one. I'm gonna mention both of them. So it's like, you know, they're gonna go in there knowing they're gonna score. We knew we were gonna score.
Pero I think it would feel differently, this being the first regional Mexican album
No, of course.
to be #2.
It feels beautiful, you know, that we're the first ones that reached this level.
It's never happened. And
yeah, it's never happened, and that's history, and that's what we came here to do, you know? Going global, change it up. We came here to show our roots and make sure that everyone knows that Mexicans could go #1 in the USA, you know? We're still the first Mexican to what?
the first regional Mexican album to ever reach #2.
The highest,
yeah, that's
yeah.
the highest it's
highest.
ever been. And it's the first time that 2 Spanish language albums are #1
that's
and
history.
#2.
Next time we're taking the #1, you know?
Yes, it's a major win, obviously for you guys, obviously for the genre, pero también para la comunidad, viviendo como un political climate that is almost like anti-Latino, anti-Mexican. So I
Of
think
course, yeah.
it's a huge win for all of us.
Yeah.
as a
We gotta
community.
show, you know, we're here to put our roots down, you know, that we're Mexican, and that Latinos are here to make the country better.
And how has your way of working together evolved over the years? Obviously, you all started this together. What have you noticed has evolved, has changed over the way that you guys work together?
We kind of figured out what everyone's supposed to do.
Yep.
What everybody's good at, yeah.
Yeah, pusimos el mejor pájaro a volar, huh?
And we figured out.
El mejor pescado a nadar.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
And
like,
that took-
make sure, because at the end of the day, it's really important because we're a band. And you know, another thing that's big, you know, we're not just a Mexican album that got the highest, but we're actually a band too. No band.
No duo or group.
Yeah. No band groups are even charting anywhere right now. It's tough. It's more
Yeah.
like solo artists. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing for a band or a group is to make sure that everyone's happy.
That's true.
And that, you know, that he's gonna be happy, that he's gonna be happy. Because at the end of the day, if we come and switch a face, it don't look original no more. So we gotta make sure what everyone's happy and what everyone's comfortable doing to grow and get bigger.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna, you say, a mí me gusta trabajar 24 horas y a otro compa no. We're not gonna make them do it a huevos, you know, they're gonna be unhappy here. So we make sure we find the right way to everyone to be happy and work.
Conversaban. You guys were very vocal.
Yeah, well,
I'm assuming.
we got 10 years together. This year in March, we cumplimos 10 años, Fuerza
Okay.
Regida. He joined later. How many years you got with us?
Four.
Early, huh?
Four.
So it was 6 years before without Moy.
Okay.
And then how many years you got with us?
No, probably like a year after, no?
Nah, probably like, yeah, huh? You got like
was a
9
year?
years?
Yeah, 9 years.
I have 9 years.
So we started it, us three right here. And then Pelon
I
came a
joined.
year later.
Okay.
So he got 9, we got 10, but the band got 10. And out of all those years, we kind of learned each other and we figured out how we got to run it, you know? And we learned, at first you don't know what's going on, you know? And then later on, okay, boom, we can see everything clear.
Yeah.
But I think we know how to manage a group and a band. We know how to run it.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Why do you think que... Porque antes me acuerdo que Regional Mexican era grupos, era bandas.
It used to be just grupos y
Yeah,
bandas.
that
And
was-
solistas también había, como no.
Ajá, sí.
Pero it
And
was
we
more
were
even,
broke.
like,
Yeah.
it was even, like, había dos solistas popping and like,
Yeah.
dos, tres solistas grupos también popping, you know? Now, the bands ain't really hitting right now. It's tough. But everyone kind of like, hey, you know what? I don't think this or I think that. It's
Help
just,
each other out.
you know? And we make sure the image looks good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you, because obviously you mentored and you managed some new artist careers, and this is what I see as well. They want that immediate como success. Tú me imagino que you explain to them like this takes a while. O sea,
I tell
tampoco
them,
it's not
no,
overnight.
not 9, no one's gonna believe it, right?
But that is one of the first things que se les dice, like, hey, you gotta be married to this.
What I'm trying to say is that if you're doing something, you gotta stop doing what you're doing and focus on this and only this.
Yeah.
You know, you got time to go say hi to your mom, this, and back to work. And some people don't, and I get it because it's family, you know?
sacrifice.
No, yeah, it's not easy though.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Sí. Ustedes que empezaron esto, bueno, tú también. How do you guys feel reaching all these milestones? I mean,
It's exactly what you would think. It's funny to look back and like, hey, it's some kids from the hood playing at backyard parties, and I always tell this guy, I would go up to him mid concert, I'm like, hey, bro, it's crazy, huh?
¿en serio?
All these people, we were playing for some quinceañera a couple years ago. Look at us, 20,000 people right here.
We photoshopped a picture of
Pretty
us,
crazy.
remember?
Yeah.
We photoshopped a picture of us at a sold out stadium.
You did when you were starting?
Yeah, we did.
Now we made it come true. Manifest.
So manifesting.
Yeah. It's right there, the picture too.
So who photoshopped it? You?
I did on Snapchat, I remember.
I always felt like I've always been a homebody, you know. But as far as like the group growing, it's just crazy. Like like he comes up on stage and talks to me all this stuff. You know, like, hey, look, dude, like back in the day, backyard parties, now we're here. So it's like it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You know, like it's growing, especially, huh?
Let me tell you a little bit about my friend. He's
Okay.
always been that guy in the group that kind of we just kind of dragged. Vente.
Always been like
And he
that.
was
Always
just
been like that.
he like él trabajaba y le decíamos, hey, you gotta leave your job, come, we gotta come play, let's go play. And he's like, oh, I guess, and we just kind of always pulling him.
Yeah, it was
Where were
always-
you working?
I did car wash.
Did you all have other
Yeah,
jobs?
I had a job.
I had a job too.
But I would quit. Like, let's say I'll start my warehouse job, and then there'll be a gig. I'm out. I'll walk
Yeah,
out.
O sea, en medio del día.
Yeah, I'll walk out. Like, I'm out. Where you going? I'm gone. And then and we have to go get into the agencies.
Yeah.
Did we ever work together once at the warehouse? No, huh?
No, me and him did.
I did it with Disaster.
Yeah, with Disaster.
So we would go. I wouldn't last till like past Wednesday. Gone.
The last of the week, us, huh?
Yeah, we walked right outside through the door. Like, where you guys going? Home.
That
Pero
was
porque
during.
they would call you like in the middle of the day?
Yeah, like, well, I was working nights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were working in the
And then, or I don't know, like, or whatever we had to do, like, I don't know, we had to do something, like, all right, bounce. I don't know.
Yeah, that
You
was
get a
always,
check for like $150.
You at that time, you know, you'd see $1,000. You're like, man, I prefer $1,000 and just go work at a warehouse for the night.
True.
So,
Yeah.
like, it's funny.
My buddy never had a job over here. He was my
Did-
cameraman, actually.
I was his cameraman.
He went on tour with us one time.
Yeah,
He was his
yeah.
cameraman.
And then
then they did a song that's called Vamos Bien that did noise, and he
They had bass. That was the only song with bass in those time, like what, 2020? No,
2021.
2021. And he would come on tour just to play that one song.
He had a show in Arizona. He was like, "You want to come?" And I was like, "I had to tell my band because I don't know what they're gonna think and like go, you know."
yeah.
And I had to tell them. And I went that one day, and from there I kept going.
And the song, all our other songs that we had to Loche, he would play them with bass.
Well, I play
and
with
then
bass.
I told him, you know what, bro?
The next year.
Yeah, like it was all year we played that with bass. And I told him, hey, bro, you gotta learn the Toloche, or else there's this guy right here that can play the bass and Toloche, and I'm gonna bring him in if you don't. Yeah, remember? What I tell you? Tell him what I told you.
It was like 10 guys right there in the living room, and they were like, Jesus was like, "Hey, I gotta tell you something. Like, what happened?" He's like, "It's either you learn Toloche or I got someone that plays Toloche and bass. I'm gonna take him on tour. So it's either you wanna go or I'm gonna take him." And so
He had no way to say no, you know?
Right.
and he bought me one, and then from there I started learning, and I learned in like 3 months.
How did you
And he
learn?
learned really good.
I was home all
He
day.
records everything on the album, so.
I was
The
home all
bass
day.
and the Toloche are pretty similar.
Oh, okay.
Well, look at the bass. It's a bass, and then that one's a stand-up
Sí,
bass.
claro, es el grandote.
But it's a little
Sí.
different. You gotta slap it, so.
I'd be
Right.
home every day practicing, sigo chambeando.
Okay.
And there's a part where it goes fast, and I couldn't get it, but I kept practicing until my wrist got fast. Y de ahí is history.
And your band was bummed, I'm sure.
And yeah, they were
What happened there? That's because then
They were
they started
upset.
falling down to the band, so le convenía también venirse para acá.
They were upset.
Fuerza con fuerza already, you know?
But I told them I'm taking the opportunity.
Yeah.
So
And now-
you
and now we're
quit,
here.
you quit over there?
Yeah,
How was that? I forgot. Tell me that story.
Well, I let them know that I was leaving. That they told me, yeah,
When you
come.
tell him, tell me, pa, go.
I was like, hey, Fuerzas invited me to a show to go play bass.
But who said what? Who broke up with who?
I broke up with them
How you tell him?
like that.
You broke up with
I
them.
told
Well,
them.
you left the show, but you didn't break up that
No,
day.
I did.
So
like
when you left,
after that day, like I was already done.
¿cómo le dijiste, pues? A ver. What?
He was nervous, though. He was nervous. I remember. I was right there.
How you tell him?
I just told them like, hey, I'm gonna go play with Fuerza. That's it.
And what they tell you?
And they were like, oh, I mean, you do whatever you want to do, you know, like we're not gonna
And now
tell
you
you.
up, boy.
And now we're here.
What about you? What were you?
I used to work in construction. Like I was in the union. I used to work like in landscape, underground. Like it was hot every single day. And when I joined them, they're already popping off, like in San Bernardino.
So I told him, hey, right now it's not that good. Like, if you want to join, I'm not, go. It's enter your own risk.
Yeah.
I had to leave like a little.
You had a band too. You had to leave
yeah,
them.
I had to
Okay.
leave a band too, and I told them straight up, like yeah, I was out, and yeah, no hard feelings. I mean, I didn't leave them hanging like Moy did, but I just told them, I wanted to have my doors open because we didn't know what was gonna happen.
Right. Yeah.
So then I joined with them, and I was working construction and the music. So then we had work like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then like I would legit take my construction work clothes in my truck, like on zero sleep.
I told them, I'm like, hey, fool, we're gonna start this shit. They want us to go on tour, on the SMO tour, and we're gonna have 50 days from now. We're not gonna win that much at first, but pretty much you gotta quit your job, fool. And he was like, compadre, like he was my compadre already. He's like, compadre, I don't know, like.
I'm in the union.
He had to
I
have
got
a daughter.
benefits. Like I have benefits.
He had to
Wow,
have a
la
daughter.
unión is.
Yeah.
He
Like,
was in the union?
Yeah, I was in the
And he
union
had
and
just had his
everything.
daughter. That's why I was his compadre. She's my, what do you call it?
Ahijada.
My hijada.
That's the first thing he said.
What do you
Compadre, I got benefits.
Compadre,
Yeah, like straight up. Like I wasn't lying. Like, hey, I
course,
had
yeah.
benefits. I had health
I
insurance. I had all that.
But I remember the day, fool, I was in front of 45's house, way. And then you were on the phone. I don't know where you were at. You were at work or something. I was like,
Yeah.
compadre, you're gonna have to quit, and we're gonna have to run this up. And he's like, I don't know if I could do it, compadre. You don't even think about me. Like, I got my family. I told him, you know what, compadre? You're my compadre. I love you now. But there's a million motherfuckers that play tuba. Y ahorita I'm not taking no for an answer. If you say no, I'm gonna go get another food.
Yeah.
He's like that? I'm not like that.
Not only did you figure it out, but you
We figured it out.
exceeded every sort of.
We did it all.
But we're all here, look, the same faces since we started.
Yeah.
We just added another face.
I love that. And I mean, to be honest, it's all that hard work that you've put in and all those years que has gotten you to where you are.
As for your cuentas. We can move on.
Who taught you that importance of giving back? Was it your parents?
I remember my dad, when I was young, let's say, my dad used to be like, we lived in the hood, so like, si pasaba like un vagabundo, whatever I don't want to say bad names here, but like,
Sí.
alguien de la calle, my dad was friends with everybody, from like the neighbor to the guy walking with no shoes down the block. And then they would always stop by my dad's house and ask him for food or money or beers, whatever.
Yeah.
And my dad would always give it to them, $20, or hey, or you know, here's my tacos, take them. And I would tell my dad, hey, why you do that? Why you giving them?
Yeah.
He's like, mijo, nosotros vamos a tener mañana, ellos a lo mejor no. Give it to them, because you're gonna get some tomorrow. And that stuck with me.
That's
So
where
it's
it comes
always,
from.
we always like to make sure that our people is taken care of, you know?
Yeah. And that's something that you guys also learned. Y ahora es también súper importante para ustedes también.
If you're blessed, just bless others, you know?
Yeah. I would love to try to bless everybody, pero no se puede, ¿verdad? Poquito a poquito.
Poquito. But what you do is big. It's impactful to the community. And we see it definitely on social media, and people are always super grateful.
Of course.
I mean, you were just doing that the other day, just handing out cash to your
Yeah, we gave a little
neighbor.
50.
On his birthday.
A little 50
A
to the
little.
block.
The scholarships too.
No, I don't even know. I don't even count, you know, what we do, but we always help, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. So can we talk a little bit about the food that we each got? Just to, obviously we want to
So I heard you wanted noodles, right?
see. Yo quería
So you got the noodles right there.
fried rice porque me dijeron
We
que
got-
it was amazing. So good.
So good.
So good. Porque sí es so good, ¿verdad? I mean,
Así se llama.
that's what I interpreted.
So
as.
good teppanyaki. He got it cracking right there on the block. That's how we pulled up. Había un chingo de gente.
¿Sí?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
Lo que había leído lo grabaron in different parts of the world. I mean, you were strutting in Paris.
Yeah, we did some in Paris, New York, Mexico, and Blue Sky. Before we had a warehouse, I used to run the operation in a house.
¿En
So I had
serio?
like 50 motherfuckers in there. Ya ni podíamos, no podíamos ni respirar.
Ni respirar
Of
allá.
course it was illegal, you know, so we had to make it legal. We were doing some,
Yeah.
50 people in the house, I don't think that's legal, right? So we had to switch it up. We came over here, we had to go corporate, you know?
Yeah.
HR y toda la cosa.
So these are your headquarters.
Right here, headquarters, we're not done yet. Or else I would like to give you guys a tour, but next time, hopefully, next time you guys come, we can give you guys a full tour.
And
when
how
it's
do
done.
you envision it to be?
Right here?
Uh-huh.
What I was doing in Blue Sky, which was the house that they used to be the headquarters, which is we got studios, we had the whole employees, everything, the whole company, the whole record label, Streetmart Records was getting ran over there. Now it's gonna get ran here. So this warehouse you see right there, that's where we do all the film, all the production. So videos,
Okay.
any type of production, we do it there. If you go more that way, we got offices, and we're trying to build more stuff like creative spaces for people, for all the employees to work, for all the team.
And how do
Employees
you,
se escucha feo.
you guys have really cool shows coming up? Hollywood Bowl. Okay, it's
Oh,
one
right
of my
now?
favorite venues.
So this year, we're not touring. We took a break.
Okay.
My friends were mad at me for that, but you know, we took a break. So like, we're not gonna tour, you know? And then there was an opportunity to do the Hollywood Bowl, and then the Madison Square too, but they were like, hey, that's dangerous to do both. And I was like,
How so?
because it was the same weekend.
Ah,
you
okay,
know?
okay.
We're the, there you go, the first Mexicans.
Back to back.
I don't even think just first Mexicans. We're the first to do it the same weekend, I think.
Okay.
No one has gone to Madison Square
Y luego,
and Hollywood Bowl the next day. So those are the only shows we got this year. And we have some Latin American
US,
shows.
in the
Yeah.
US.
Yeah, in the US, those are the only shows.
what does it mean? I mean, because I lived in LA for a while and Hollywood Bowl is iconic. Is that something special to you?
Of course, Hollywood Bowl is iconic, and Madison Square Garden is iconic.
También,
So
sí.
we're iconic.
We're iconic.
How do you envision those shows? Porque son
Sold
venues,
out.
obviamente, pero como artísticamente.
Oh, it's gonna be dope because it's not gonna be a regular show. So they're getting shows, but they're not gonna get all our other songs. They're getting Expantia only.
Ah,
So that's what's different about it. But of
Ya
course,
entrados.
ya entrados,
Ya
give me a
entrados.
little whiskey, a little tequila. Encore, you know what
Might
I'm
give
saying?
him a full concert.
Right?
3 horas de concierto.
Okay.
You know how we do.
Yeah.
Have you been to a show?
I have.
You know how we do.
Yeah.
Otra. We stay there a
Sí.
couple times.
Yeah.
You know, a couple.
You give the fans what they want.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Si no, pues, they spend their hard work and money on us. You know, we gotta show up for them.
Right, yeah. Well, you showed up in a Willy Chavarria outfit.
Oh yeah, I had the sweater, the Willie and
Which
Adidas collab, right? I think the
It's
Adidas collab.
amazing.
I got the sweats right here. I love fashion.
And you've always loved fashion.
I've always loved it, but you know, when we were barely starting, I couldn't come in dressing how I wanted,
Right.
you know, all the way.
Yeah.
Now I do whatever I want.
¿Y cómo te vestías de chiquito? Like when you were...
Como se
Chamagoso.
me da la gana.
He would pull up to the practices and wearing this one shirt.
Es que this was when I was obese.
And I was like, hey, what are you wearing?
And in
He's
guarachas
like,
and chanclas.
Yeah.
So I'll pull up with the, it's cause I was obese. You know what I'm talking about, you know?
Yeah, he was big.
Big
So,
dude.
when you're big, you know, it gets extra hot. Like right now, I wouldn't be right here right now. Right? If I wasn't that,
Yeah.
Cause I was at 280.
Okay.
No, like 260, 270. And I would put it with a button up, basketball shorts, and huaraches.
No, but what I was
Feel me?
saying is
Oh.
your brand. Because I'm like, what are you wearing?
Oh,
fool?
when I
He's
first
like,
met you guys?
This is my own brand.
That's when I met you guys.
Yeah.
So tell them.
No, but like you pulled up like 2-3 times after that too.
But the first time I met you
With the
guys,
same
What's the
shirt
brand
though.
name? I forgot.
it was,
Something
it was
about...
called
Something Fat Boy.
PLC,
Fat
Fat
Boy.
Life Clothing.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So it was me and my boys' brand from high school. So I've been liking fashion. Oh shit, good thing you're right. You're right. So I've been liking fashion, right? Because I started my own clothing brand in high school. You know the NBA logo,
Ajá.
but our logo was of Fat Albert,
Es cierto.
but it was just the
Hooping.
but like you couldn't tell it was Fat Albert. It was just a fat dude, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's holding a donut, and it wasn't the same colors as the NBA. You know, the NBA logo.
You drew, like you were drawing
Me
drawing
and
the,
me and my
the
shout out to my
outfits.
homie Manny. Me and my boy Manny created that.
He would say it with such confidence though, like it's my brand, bro.
Yeah.
O sea, bien orgulloso.
Yeah, I was already up. We gonna be up, you know? My brand. Like,
Yeah.
it ain't going nowhere though. It's a good idea though. Tell me right now, para los
Wait,
gorditos,
yeah.
we'll get
It's
like
still in the
6X.
vault. It's still in the vault. Yeah.
Don't,
Fat
I already
Life
trademarked this, so watch
Clothing.
out. Fat Life Clothing.
It
It was PLC, not PLR, my
Oh,
boy. You copied me.
PH.
What is that?
PH.
Fat. PH, fool.
Yeah,
Come on.
fat like PH. Yeah.
Fat.
Were you doing the drawings of the outfits that you wanted?
We had a class. I forgot what it was where you print your own. I forgot. It was one of my periods where you print stuff and stuff. That's where we started the brand and we drew everything. We didn't draw it. We in the computer and stuff.
Okay.
We put the Fat Albert and the NBA logo and you know.
Okay.
But we love fashion, you know.
Yeah.
That's why we went to Paris in the beginning of the year.
Te vi.
Oh yeah, and we killed it, you know. We were the most viral that whole week.
And you performed as well,
Yeah, we
right?
performed. Yeah.
Okay.
At the fashion show, yeah.
Okay. So that's something that you're still like sort
We love
of
fashion.
pursuing.
Yeah. I might pop out to the one coming up. I think it's coming up this next month. Yeah. I might pop out. Depends how I'm feeling.
Yeah. Okay.
If I'm feeling, you know,
Yeah, we might go.
I might pull it with the huaraches and the basketball shorts.
Yeah. Make
No?
a statement. And then what else? Is there any other areas of the industry that you would want to go into? Perhaps acting, Hollywood.
We always been acting, right? We had some skits and stuff, but I don't know. I can't tell you too much. We act in music videos, right?
Pero pues sí es algo que les interesaría como en el futuro.
If it's a good role,
Yeah.
depends how much they're paying.
What about you create your own script and you produce?
You never know.
We need Latino storytellers in Hollywood, so
I got you.
okay.
I got something involved. I just can't say too much. You know what I'm saying?
Bueno, pues ahí nos avisas.
Yeah, of course.
For sure. Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap here. We'll finish eating our food,
Of course.
and then we're also gonna go give back to the community, which is something that you always do.
We're gonna put the truck over there, right? On Billboard and Fuerza Regida. We're gonna put the So Good truck in the hood and the San Bernardino and the Dino.
Okay.
and we're gonna give them free plates.
I love that.
You know, and they're gonna know it's coming from Billboard and Fuerza.
Okay.
For sure.
Bueno.